Hey guys, I'm Jacqui and I'm from iRental Property Management and Next Step Real Estate, and I'm here with John from Jonas and Associates Accountants, and we're just going to have a chat with you today or together a bit about self-managed super funds, some of the reasons why you might do this, some of the risks, and yeah, John's going to give us the lowdown on it. So, John, why would we set up a self-managed super fund?
You set up a self-managed super fund mainly because you want control of your own money. You don't want anyone else controlling it, and you understand it better. You also have the freedom to invest in whatever you want to do. You'll find a lot of self-managed super funds, they've got managers, they might put their money here, there. You might think, I can do better.
Yeah.
I can do it better in a private deal with someone else. And if you're in business, it's a great way to buy your own premises. And also, if you like to invest in property because you trust it, you can touch it, you can feel it, all those things. A lot of the big funds don't invest in property. So this is one way where you can invest in buy a residential premises.
Perfect. Sounds great.
Later on, Jacqui, we could even talk about how much a self-managed super fund can save you when buying a residential premises.
Absolutely. I mean, that's something that people would want to know as well. So we can have a chat about that as well. So are there any things that we need to watch out for when we're setting up a self-managed super fund? Because some people are a bit wary about it, not sure how it works or what the risks might be. So it'd be great for people to know some of the things that we need to watch out for.
Sure. There's a couple things that you need to look out for. First of all, you need to compare what's in your super fund at present and see if you're going to get as good a deal as what you are in the current environment. And those things are mainly around insurances. A lot of the big funds have got deals with the insurance companies for life insurance and income protection. Now, if you leave those funds to set up your own self-managed, you're going to have to find another life insurance policy and another income protection policy. And they mightn't be dollar-wise as hip pocket friendly, say. But with life insurance and income protection, you might be able to get better type of policy. By that, for example, the income protection policies in the large super funds, they only run till about 2 years. So if you got sick or injured, 2 years, that's it. Whereas if you're in your self-managed super fund, you'll be able to access those other policies where they could pay you out until a certain age.
Perfect. Yes, there's you've got to know the risks, but sounds like you can definitely benefit in certain ways if that depending on your needs, I suppose, as well.
But also with self-managed super funds, the other thing you've got to watch out for is all what we love, more rules and regulations and more paperwork. Unfortunately, it's part of the course, but we find that once people have got their own self-managed super fund, yes, they're worn down by it, but at the end of it, they're gratified because they're making the running. It's no one else. It's their own money, and they're responsible for it. So if something goes bad, they go, "That was me."
So, and I suppose it's the same with anything. You're always going to have a learning period to start with. So it's just about getting your head around how it works and is this going to work for me? And chatting to someone like yourself, about where they're at in life and what they're looking to do. And you can always guide them and give them the ideas, and then they need to make the decision really as to whether it's going to work for them.
You bring up a really good point where they are in their point of life. That's a really interesting point, Jacqui, because they're here and they want to get there, and how do they get there? And with the SMSF, they really do then focus on getting where they want to be.
Rather than just leaving it to the way that it is all the time, you can focus on what it is you want and make a plan to get there.
Yes.
Perfect. Another question. We've spoken a little bit about it already. Can you buy a property with a self-managed super fund? I know some people, are interested in doing that side of things.
Sure can.
Yeah, perfect.
Now, self-managed super funds are probably the best vehicle to buy a property, whether it be residential or commercial.
Yeah.
And there are a number of reasons. Number one, most people have got a super balance.
Yep.
From their employer.
Yep.
Whereas if you try and buy a residential premises outside of super, most people, they don't have a deposit for it.
Yeah.
They have to borrow the full amount.
Yes.
So straight away, you're up.
Yeah.
Number two, your employer, if you're employed, your employer pays 9.5% super of your salary.
Yeah.
So if you're earning an average person's salary, I believe is $70,000. If you that's $6,300 that is contributing to your super by someone else, you don't have to come up with the money.
Yeah, perfect.
And then you can use that money to pay the loan off on the property.
Sounds great.
Yeah, and then it gets
better.
And you can also contribute. You can contribute up to $25,000 a year to super and get a tax break for it, get a tax deduction for it.
Yeah.
Now, it hits, you're paying tax at 34.5 plus.
Yeah.
Goes in the super fund 15. That's almost a 20% tax saving.
Yeah, right.
So if you put 20,000, and if your employer puts 5 in, you are saving close to $4,000 cash every year.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
And it gets better. Now, under our system, when you put money into super, that 20,000 say, and your employer puts that 5 in, you get a tax deduction for it. That money then goes to pay your home, the mortgage off, the bank loan off.
Yeah, okay.
So you're paying you're getting a tax deduction for paying principal off a loan.
Perfect.
In your own name, you don't get a tax deduction for paying principal off a loan. Yeah. So you're better off again.
Yeah, it sounds like, if you've got it right, it can really benefit you doing it this way. So.
Yeah, and it's also interesting, Jacqui, is that where the combination of the lower or the tax saving and your initial deposit, rather than taking a loan out in your own name and having it paid over 30 years, the slowest we've seen a super fund, a loan in a super fund pay off is 21 years.
Yeah, okay.
But you save 9 years of principal and interest.
Yeah.
The fastest I've seen a 30-year, comparative 30-year loan wiped is by 21 years.
Yeah, right.
9 years, we had a client pay off a $650,000 mortgage.
Yeah, wow, that's great. And you don't know these things unless you chat to somebody like yourself about it. So that's what we want to get out to you guys today is this could really be beneficial to you, and it's just about having a bit of a look into it. Especially if you're looking to possibly buy a property, or that's a dream that you might have, this could be the way to go. So I just had one other question. So we've got, what is the downsizer contribution? Okay,
downsizer is a relatively new thing for super, and it applies to people who are over 65 and they're heading towards retirement. They've got their house in the suburbs, it's big, all the children have left home. They sell and they buy something smaller. Now, what they're able to do is they're able to, let's say they sell their property for $1 million, and they found a nice retirement village home for say $500,000. So they got $500,000 excess. Well, $3,000 of that can go into super. It goes in tax-free and it builds their super balance up. Now, if they start taking a pension out of their super fund, they don't pay tax on any of the earnings.
Perfect.
Whereas if the $500,000 was in their name, they could be pushed up into a tax bracket and start paying tax.
And at that age, that's not what you want to be doing with your money.
No.
I mean, at any age, but but you want to use your money that you've built up over the years, and maybe people want to go travel and use that money rather than you know, have it sitting there, tax coming out. So yeah, that's a really great way for that age group, I suppose, to be using this.
Sure is.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the information.
Thanks, Jacqui.
I definitely learned a few things. So if you guys have got any questions at all, please give myself or John a call. We can put our details below as well, so you can contact us easily. But thanks so much for listening, and I hope you've gotten something out of it. I know I certainly did, so thank you so much.
Shake hands, or do we do the...
We'll do the other way.
Thanks, Jacqui.
No worries.